We got some film. This is 50D, so it's like a daylight film. So first you want to like wind the camera. It looks like this. And because of this spool, you're able to load it in daylight. So I'll pop it open. You're gonna put the spool in here, and then this is called the take-up spool. So you want to feed it through here. You press the button so it'll take up the film. This side, oh, I shouldn't have. What I do is like once it's through here, I fold a little piece, and then in this spool, there's this little thing that you insert. This is a terrible explanation. So once you see it's like running properly, you run it for like a couple feet just to make sure everything in here is running smoothly. And you could pop this up because now it's like going through the gate properly and just, oh shit. So it didn't go through here properly. So what I'm gonna do, okay, now I know it's running smoothly, and now you can close it back up and good to go. And basically you want to keep this box too, because once your film is done, you put it back in here. Now that we loaded it, I'm gonna give it another wind. We're just gonna walk around. There's a cool shot right here. I'm gonna set the aperture to 11 because film is like very forgiving. You can always bring it down and you can't really bring it up that much in post. What I do is I zoomed in to get focus, and then you could zoom back out. Like a year in between clips. Just gonna get a cool shot of the roller coaster going down. So on my meter, I'm setting my shutter speed to 60 because I think it translates to that. ISO up here is 50 because we're shooting on 50D film. So I'm gonna use the spot meter to take a couple readings, one of the sky, one of the roller coaster. I'm gonna set my f-stop based off of average sort of reading because we have a lot of different exposures. We have the sky, we have the roller coaster. Sky right now is saying about f22, f16, around that area. So I'll probably set my aperture to, I'm gonna do like 16-11 split. I'd rather overexpose it a little bit. A couple cranks. We'll wait till the roller coaster comes. Get some hydro fields and maybe wait for somebody to pass by and get some foreground action. So like the fun thing about shooting with a Bolex, you have to take your time with getting a shot. You're not just gonna set up and hit record right away. You want to make sure like things are in place. And also what sucks about this is like the viewfinder is really dark and it's really hard to see through it. Because it's a little cloudy right now, we're metering at around an 11. So I like to overexpose it a little bit, so I'm gonna do like an 8-11 split. Got tired of waiting for a foreground element, so I'm gonna be the foreground element. I'm just gonna wait for a red light to happen and just get some sort of like movement in the frame. That's kind of been the theme of this. As for metering, I'm metering mostly the sky. It's using like the sunny 16 rule, giving us an average of f16, and then the stoplight itself is around like an f8. has like taken place over 2 years or so. And I'm like, fuck it, I need to finish this. So this video has been filmed with like no mics or anything like that. And then Comica sent me this mic, so thank you to them. This video is like maybe not even about 16 mil anymore. Maybe it's about finishing your projects and getting it done. And yeah, hopefully we can finish this today and get it sent off to the lab. Also forgot I have this like wide lens, so maybe I'll get a shot. The reason I don't love using it is because it's not sharp. I've shown clips of like that Jesco video, the artist one. I'll show a clip of it right now. It's fun because it's wide, but it's not sharp at all. But maybe at f8. But the theme for this video, just capturing still stuff. When I roll, I try to kind of like hold my breath so I stay steady. When you finish a roll of film, you could tell by the sound because it just sounds like differently. You can't hear any film going through it, so that's how you know. So I've decided I'm just gonna get it sent to Niagara Custom Lab. I'm just gonna bike over there because it's kind of close by my house and they're in Toronto. You can also get it scanned at Frame to Street in Toronto, which I'm gonna do. So also with like loading and unloading Bolexes, since they have a daylight spool, you can do it in daylight. But when you're shooting on like a 400-foot roll, that's where you have to load it in a tent. Just open it up. And it has this little like latch down here that you just pop it out and bada boom. Put it in, that's it. All right, let's go drop this off. When you get it back, it comes as like a log image, so you have to add your own contrast and saturation. There's also an option for them to just color it themselves, but I prefer to have that flexibility. I ended up only doing a 1080p scan because since this is just like a YouTube project, I didn't want to spend a crazy amount of money. For those that are wondering how much it costs, to purchase the film here in Toronto, I go to this place called Lift. It costs $82 for the actual film. Then for the processing, it's another $50. And then for the scan, I did only a 1080p scan. It costs $66. So that gives us a total of $198 for around like 2 minutes and 30 seconds of footage. It's pretty outrageous, which is why obviously I don't use my Bolex a whole lot. I know it wasn't super in depth with like technicalities of exposure and stuff like that. Things are very rushed. Just wanted to take you along this process of shooting a roll of film and just telling you my thought process when I would go for a roll. Just wanted to do a little project of just holding on these still moments and sort of like moving photographs. But toward the end of this project, it was more so just getting it done at a certain point because it was filmed over like 2 years, which is why it's such like a mishmash of stuff. But if you want me to make a more in-depth video about 16mm film, I will happily do that. And let me know if that's something that you're interested in as well. If you have any questions about shooting 16mm film, I'll happily answer them in the comments. If you made it this far in the video, then thank you so much for watching, and check out this one I have queued up about 16mm film. Subscribe and stay tuned for more.